Hi, welcome to another Sold video. I'm looking forward to sharing a couple thoughts with you today and sharing more about our partners and things happening there. First, a devotional thought that I wanted to share is to stop letting children outplay you. And the idea behind this came from a book that I'm reading called Heaven is Not My Home. And it's really a great thought. It's a challenge to me also, but I think as adults we can oftentimes forget about or we dismiss the idea of the quality of play even as adults. Children do this so great. They play all the time. They get immersed in whatever they're doing. They're in the moment. They're not worried about this or that, the future, the past. They're just in the present and they play. And I think there's a lot to learn with that from as adults. Because life can get so serious. We are busy trying to make money, to make ends meet, to take care of our families, and to always be making sure that we're productive and that our time means something. And let's just look at what does the concept of quality of time of play mean? And the author, he talks about this is what he says in the book. He says, play is one of our highest callings as Christians. It is not the activity itself that makes the difference between work and play, or even rest. It is the spirit in which we engage in them. What is the spirit that distinguishes play? Play is what we do for no reason at all. Play is not done for any reason outside of itself. It is done for its own sake, for the sheer joy of doing it. Does this sound childish and unchristian and wasteful and useless? Certainly some forms of play can be expensive and we have to count the cost, but in themselves they are marvelous, right, and even godly pursuits. Real play is not done for any other reason. And I just added on with the same train of thought, a couple other thoughts is that it's not like trying to make money or trying to accomplish certain goals of achievement. It's just for itself, and it's done because it's fun, it brings joy and fills our cup. And the author goes on to say that oftentimes people who don't know Jesus may get turned off by seeing us as Christians living life more serious and being all about pious and trying to be making sure we don't do anything wrong and everything like this, and it doesn't look fun to those outside, and I think that there is not a verse in the Bible that says thou shalt play, but if you think about the idea of play and what brings you life, the times where for like me, for example, I love to hike, and so my son and I, we've been doing a lot of hiking here in Norway on the Pilgrim Pass, and that's hard work. It's an activity it's good exercise, but we just love it so much, and it fills our cup and it re-energizes us. And so for you yourself, what your personality is and what you enjoy doing just for the sake of doing, not because it's necessarily achieving something or it's bringing any income. It's just something that brings you joy and makes you laugh. We need more of that as adults. And when you reflect on this quality of play, the verse like Matthew 11:28, where it says, when Jesus says, "Come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will bring you rest, and I will give you rest." Play is something that not only brings joy and laughter and fills your cup, but that contentment, but in a sense that it is that rest that Jesus is talking about. And so, what does that verse mean with play and bringing rest? And I think there's a deeper meaning there that's valuable. And so what kids model so well with how they play, I think it's something that we can be inspired to learn how to play as well, and in a different way, of course, as adults, but what can bring us some life and some smiles and a lightness of heart, and the joy, renewed enthusiasm, a free spirit of contentment, which equals rest and comes to rest, And it's a quality that's close to the heart of God. And so I encourage you to think about that idea of finding a way to play more. And yes, we can all be busy, but I would challenge those of us who are really schedule focused and time focused and, have to make, really busy all the time. I would challenge you to think about how can you find a time, make some time to play, make some time to just have some downtime and enjoy a pursuit of something that doesn't have an end in a certain, it's just done for the sake of itself and the sake of finding joy and rest. And so I hope that is encouraging to you. When it comes to our partners, in the last video I talked about the updates of things happening and things that we've been able to do. It's been really good. But this one I want to talk more about just ongoing medical needs that our partners have with people that they're serving in the communities. And I want to also highlight that in the past several weeks we've had to actually have Pastor Isaac had a very big medical need with his daughter. In the hospital. She was hospitalized for 2 weeks, and the bill that came out of that was so overwhelming for them. And Pastor Isaac has never asked directly for help, but this was so far beyond him, and so he just politely said that this is their situation, and that it's overwhelming. Is there anything we can do? And so, with our mission account that we have and the support that we keep having that comes in, we were able to help him with the remainder of that bill, and it was really a wonderful blessing to him and his family. And then Pastor Alex had reported to me the next week after that one of the families that they take care of with Dorcas Ministries, a woman called Beth, she has 4 kids, and her husband actually passed away 10 years ago, and so she's been raising the kids on her own. She has had epilepsy and seizures throughout her adult life, and so she's had a lot of needs, and yet she passed away a few weeks ago, and so they had funeral costs and needs for the family, and so we were able to help them with a good amount of the needs for that funding. So I just want to, before I mention some other things, I just want to say that as you give to Sold and to help us with donations, that oftentimes we think about the needs of the community, and those are always important and ongoing, but we also have our partners themselves and the families that they have needs at times, and so we have to just keep in mind and keep in our prayers that the needs are all around, and we can't just think that because our partners are running the ministry and they're working on outreach and taking care of families in the community that they also don't have needs that come up as well. But our funding is really vital for that, and we encourage you to ask more questions with your giving. But we want to try to continue raising money and develop a source, a fund that is able to care for these immediate, urgent needs. And we started recently another Facebook page with urgent needs for Sold, and it's more of a private idea that I have to encourage people. If you're interested in learning about that, I can send you the link to connect with us through that urgent needs page. But it's for things that come up that are urgent, right away, and we need to bring in funding for certain things. As far as other medical needs that are important with our partners, is we have one of the families with a boy who has cerebral palsy and he's blind. He has a lot of issues, medical needs that need to be for his medication to help calm his body and to minimize the seizures and things like this. That's been a difficult journey for them, and it continues to be. So we want to try to help them. We have also a lady. Her name is Elizabeth, who had a little bit ago she burned her hand, and she needs to do physical therapy with her fingers to try to recover her mobility with her fingers, and so there's been cost with that. We like to try to encourage them with some help if we can. There's another man who his name is Jackson. 2 years ago, actually, he was in a motorcycle accident, and he has been struggling physically ever since. He's had some severe needs from that, and he's never really recovered. whether that's through a misdiagnosis by the doctors or whatever happened that caused him to be semi-paralyzed and limited ability now. It continues to be a problem for him and his family, and so if we can help with that, we want to do what we can. Every need that comes through, we can't always do everything, but we have to always kind of look at every situation separately and individually. But we like the whole purpose of Sold is to focus on the long term, walking alongside our partners and the people that they care for in the long term, not just a quick fix thing. And so we just want to continue building up a resource of finances that will allow us to do more, but also to care for the immediate urgent needs that come up from time to time. If you can just keep in mind and remember that people in these situations are dealing with finances where they don't have savings accounts, they don't have investments. They are really day to day trying to find earning, trying to take care of needs day by day. And that's, if you can try to put yourself in their shoes, it's really a difficult thing to work through. We talk about being, savings programs and trying to work on how to manage money. But when you're only making a few dollars a day, if you get a full day of work and you're trying to provide food for family and medical needs, it's just unbelievably difficult to even want to or be able to be in a position to save anything. So please contact me. Help us to develop more of a financial base to help our partners in the ministries they're doing for the glory of the Lord. And I know that we just, our responsibility to share the information, to share the need is our part, and then we trust God for encouraging you and inspiring you to want to be a part of what we're doing. So that's it for today. I want to keep it somewhat limited, and thank you for taking the time to watch. God bless you.